Hey everyone, before we dive in, if you're enjoying these real-life stories, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. It really helps the channel grow. Thanks. I rolled up to the party figuring it was just a low-key family get-together. Nothing fancy, just marking her uncle's birthday. Truth be told, I wasn't feeling it at all. I'd been on the job site since dawn, pulling a double shift in the heart of the city. My back was killing me, my hands were wrecked from lugging gear around, but I still cleaned up nice. Shaved, brought a decent bottle of red, and even threw on that navy button-down that Emily always said looked good on me. I was hoping for a big hug, maybe a quick peck on the cheek when I walked through the door. Instead, I got zero. She was clear across the room, cracking up with her cousins and this dude I'd never laid eyes on before. She didn't even look over. I hovered near the entrance for a couple seconds like a total fool, thinking maybe she missed me coming in. So I headed over, put on a smile, went in for a cheek kiss. She pulled away so quick I nearly kissed nothing but air. I tried to play it off with a chuckle and tossed out a joke. That rough? Huh. She flashed this forced grin and muttered, "Can we not do that here?" Here? All I did was greet her. Anyway, I brushed it aside, told myself she might be overwhelmed or exhausted or just caught up in the fun. I made the rounds, chatted with her uncles and aunts, a few cousins who'd always been cool with me. No one said a word about it, but I picked up on this odd energy, like folks were being extra polite or dodging my gaze. Emily pretty much ignored me for the next hour. She drifted around the room with her wine glass, laughing loud, snapping pics with everybody except me. When someone tried to grab a shot of us together, she brushed it off like she had better things to do. At the table, I wound up 2 seats down from her thanks to how the places were set. That same guy from before. Young, cocky vibe, late 20s probably, beard groomed to perfection, was planted right beside her. I saw her lean toward him when she laughed. She even touched his arm once. I could have sworn she straightened his collar for him. I'm not the overly jealous kind, but I'm not blind. At one point, I got up, leaned in close so only she could hear, and asked, "Hey, what's up tonight?" She didn't even turn her head. "Nothing. You're acting strange." "For real? You've hardly glanced at me. I'm just trying to have a good time. Why do you always turn everything into something about you?" She said it in this icy, irritated tone, like I was some annoyance messing up her evening. I froze for a second, totally thrown. People nearby pretended not to notice. Heat rushed to my face from the humiliation. I headed back to a quiet spot, grabbed a drink, and pretty much parked myself there the rest of the night. Every so often, I'd catch her looking my way, not with worry, more like she was making sure I wasn't causing trouble, like I was some problem she had to keep an eye on. A couple of her relatives came over to chat. One uncle gave me a pat on the back and said, "Hang tough, Alex," like he was in on something I wasn't. But one person stood out. Sophia, her cousin. She's always been the reserved type. Sharp, notices everything, more of a listener than a talker. That night, she kept giving me this look that mixed sympathy with real worry. I spotted it early but didn't dwell on it. As the party wound down and folks started heading out, something happened that stopped me cold. I was slipping on my jacket, ready to bounce. Emily hadn't even checked if I was set to leave. She was too busy hugging that guy goodbye, giggling at whatever he murmured in her ear. My gut knotted up. I turned to head out solo. That's when Sophia stepped right in my path. She gently but firmly grabbed my wrist. "Alex," she whispered, "don't head home tonight." I just stared, lost. "What do you mean?" She didn't elaborate. She just dug into her bag, pulled out a small folded note, and pressed it into my palm. "Please, trust me on this." Before I could push for more, she walked off like it was nothing. I stood there, pulse racing, staring at the paper. I waited until I was in the car to open it. Sat in the driver's seat, door ajar, hesitating for a minute. My hands shook as I unfolded it. "She's not the person you believe she is. Please stay away from home tonight. Tomorrow it'll all make sense." Just those words, but they slammed into me hard. I glanced back at the house. Emily was still inside, laughing with her crew, carefree, like I didn't matter, like we weren't even husband and wife. I had two options. Head home, act like everything was fine, and keep looking like a chump, or take the warning seriously. This wasn't out of nowhere. Sophia and I had never really talked alone before. She wasn't into drama or stirring the pot. If she said stay away, there was a damn good reason. I fired up the engine and drove off. No radio, just quiet and the road ahead. My phone buzzed once. A text from Emily. You coming home or planning to sulk there all night? No, I love you. No, where are you? Just that. I left it on read. I ended up crashing at my buddy Ethan's place. One of my longest friends, the type who always has cold beer and a spare couch ready. When I showed up, he opened the door and right away said, "Whoa, dude, what went down?" I just handed over the note. He read it, nodded. "All right, you're staying here. We'll sort it tomorrow." That night on his couch, I stared at the ceiling forever. No tears, no rage. Just replaying the whole party in my head. Every dodge, every laugh with that guy. Every time she acted like I was invisible. Something big was going on behind my back. I felt it deep down. Sophia's note just backed it up. Emily had been drifting for months, but I'd refused to see it. Blamed her job, blamed my long hours, blamed myself. But that party cracked the truth open, at least a piece of it. She didn't just brush me off. She acted like I wasn't even part of her life in front of everyone. The next morning, I woke up on Ethan's couch with a splitting headache. Not from drinking, but from the non-stop thoughts. Barely slept. Emily's laughs with that guy, her sharp words, Sophia's note. It all looped endlessly. Ethan was already brewing coffee. He doesn't pry. That's why we've been tight since high school. He just knows when to stay quiet and show up. He pushed a mug my way and asked, "Ready to fill me in?" I nodded, spilled everything. The party, Emily's coldness, the note. Showed him the paper again, though I'd memorized it. Ethan leaned back and exhaled. "You think she's stepping out?" I didn't say a word. My quiet answered for me. Then it hit me. I still had Sophia's number from an old family group chat Emily set up ages ago. I shot her a text. "I didn't go home. Stayed away like you said. Please, I have to know what's happening." I stared at my phone forever. Finally, the dots popped up. Her reply, "I need to show you something. I hated getting involved, but I can't watch you suffer like this anymore. Can we meet?" My stomach dropped. I typed back instantly, "Where?" We picked a little coffee spot on the outskirts. Quiet, low traffic, nowhere her family would randomly appear. I got there early, grabbed a window seat, leg bouncing nonstop. Sophia arrived 10 minutes later in a hoodie and shades, like she didn't want to be recognized. Maybe she didn't. She sat down, met my eyes and started. "Before anything, I want you to know I'm not here to tear Emily down. I'm here because I've seen you hurting for months, and it's wrong. You don't deserve this." I nodded. "So she's cheating." Sophia pulled out her phone, set it on the table. "Better if you see it yourself." She opened her photos and slid it over. There they were, Emily and the party guy. Not just there, but at bars, motel lots, the beach, a hotel mirror selfie with her in a towel and him behind her, shirtless, hands on her waist. My gut churned as I swiped. Each one hit harder. Timestamps proved it had been months. All while she came home to me, shared our bed, kissed me goodbye. "She met him at work," Sophia said softly. "Started flirting during some training last fall. I thought it was harmless until the late nights piled up. Then I spotted her hopping into his car after hours. That's when I knew for sure." I set the phone down, scrubbed my face. Everything felt heavy. "She told the whole family you were checked out, buried in work, stopped caring," Sophia continued. "But I've seen you holding her bags, fixing her car issues, planning getaways." I couldn't stay quiet anymore. I confronted her once, straight up. She told me to butt out, so I started watching closer. She never thought family would flip. I gazed out the window, numb. Life rolled on outside like my world hadn't just crumbled. "She was planning to bring him over last night," Sophia added. My head snapped back. "What?" "She bragged to her work friend Lauren, the blonde, that you'd be out cold by 11. Thought she'd sneak him in, call it hanging out. Lauren warned her it was dumb, but Emily laughed it off. She was going to bring him into our house. My voice came out flat. "You're sure?" Sophia nodded. That sealed it. I thanked her. Meant it. The pain was brutal, like a knife to the ribs, but I was thankful. One last thing before she left. She figures you're oblivious. Thinks you'll keep footing bills and playing husband while she lives free. Don't prove her right. I walked out quiet. No tears, no outburst, no call to Emily. Something switched off inside. I drove to the bank, froze the joint account, shifted my share to a solo one. Canceled the credit card she relied on. Knew her wallet was empty without it. Then I rang a lawyer Ethan had mentioned once. Guy who handles ugly divorces. He picked up quick. Slotted me in for 4 p.m. The rest of the day, quiet steps. Pulled records from the cloud. Saved statements. Backed up Sophia's photos in a folder called Reality. Didn't go home. Didn't text. Stayed with Ethan again. Slept solid this time, truth does that. Next morning, Emily woke up alone, just as I'd figured. No coffee ready, no good morning text, no keys waiting, zero balance. By the time my phone pinged about a declined transaction at the nearby gas station, I knew she was up and freaking out. Text started at 9:06. "Where are you?" 10 minutes later. "Did you head to work super early?" Then 9:30. "My cards declined. Something's off. Call me." I ignored them. I was already in the office of divorce attorney David Brooks. Crisp suit, direct, no fluff. He reviewed my docs quietly, then looked up. "You've got solid proof." I slid my unlocked phone over, folder ready. He scrolled. Emily with the guy, hotels, bars, intimate selfies. He exhaled. "This works. Quiet exit or scorched earth?" I met his gaze. "Both." He nodded. "Let's get started." We mapped it out. Income, assets, cars, house. She worked part-time at an event company. Barely contributed. Most bills in my name, car title to me, down payment from my folks. Plan. Serve papers discreetly outside her job. Lock remaining joint access. Share evidence with family, not for drama, for honesty. 11:14 a.m. Call from Emily. Ignored. 11:23. Another. Texts poured in. "What's happening, Alex? Why's the account frozen? Where are you?" No reply. 12:30. I met Sophia again. She looked anxious but steady. "Told you she wouldn't see it coming." I handed her printed photos. Didn't tell her what to do. She knew. "I'll show her parents. They need the truth." That afternoon, missed calls from her mom, her brother. Let them sit with the quiet she'd given me. 3:15 text from Emily. "Are you seriously doing this? Freezing cards? What are you thinking?" My reply, "Check your email." I'd sent the scan petition, official, filed. 5 o'clock, text from her friend Lauren. "I didn't realize it was this bad. Thought it was casual. Sorry, Alex. Too late. Evening, 12 calls. Last voicemail shaky. "Alex, please, can we talk? Just once." I got confused. It wasn't serious. Don't go through with this. But it was serious. The betrayal, the disrespect, treating me like a wallet and handyman while acting single. I'd loved her fully, built everything around us. She treated me like background noise. No response from me. That night, small Airbnb, fresh space, no memories. Takeout, beer, laptop open to a list, red flags I'd ignored. Lessons for next time. 10:42 text. "I got home and your things are gone. Are you actually leaving?" I typed, erased, typed. "You left me months ago. You just never said it." No reply from her. Next day, back to work. Crew noticed I was quieter but sharper. Didn't explain. Shift happened inside, the doubt lifted. Later that week, her dad called. I answered. Voice heavy. "Alex." I had no clue. Neither did I until I did. "I'm ashamed of her. Anything I can do. It's over." He sighed. "Doors always open here. You're still family." That stung, but I thanked him. Weeks passed. Her silence turned desperate. Old couple pics online with captions like, "Cherish what matters." Comments called her out. Friends unfollowed. The guy ghosted, wanted none of the mess. I rebuilt steadily. New one-bedroom near the gym, therapy sessions, weekends hiking, fishing, finding calm again. Months later, one last text from her. "I miss what we had. I miss you. I screwed up." Coffee? Left on read. Not revenge, just closure. She expected screams, tears, pleas. I gave her what she'd given me. Space, quiet, nothing. In the end, that hit her hardest.